Hey, how you doing today? I am Taquila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about how do you hold your spouse accountable during divine separation. Now, before I jump into this information, I want everyone to know tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are having our master class inside of our God Ordained Marriage Academy on accountability. Okay, I'm going to break this all the way down. What accountability is, how to identify when your spouse is, accepting accountability, how to hold your spouse accountable. We also going to talk about self accountability as well, because before I can hold someone else accountable, I have to make sure that I am, walking my talk, right? I am holding myself accountable in my life as well, right? So, if this is a topic you want to learn more about, I want you to head over to godordainedmarriages.com/academy and sign up and become a member today. Okay. Now, when we talk about how do you hold your spouse accountable during divine separation, well, number one, the first thing is we can't force accountability upon our spouses. Your spouse, he or she, has to want to be held accountable. Okay. And so until your spouse, shows signs, of them accepting accountability, right? And they're ready to make things better, because accountability expresses to the one who was done wrong that I care about you, I care about our relationship, and I'm doing things to fix it and make things better, right? So until your spouse, show these signs, or show you signs that they are accepting accountability, there's nothing you can do. I recommend for you to pray and ask God to move your spouse into a level of accountability, just being accountable for their action. But in the meantime, while your spouse is deciding, whether or not they want to accept accountability or not, some things you can begin to do, okay, during this divine separation is number one, begin to process the hurt and pain, okay? Many of the times when we are hurt in relationship, we tend to overlook it. We tend to keep throwing it in the back of our mind. We don't really deal with it, right? And as a result of not dealing with the hurt and pain, right? You're suppressing that anger, the hurt and pain. That's how depression comes about. That's how bitterness set in, right? And so you don't want to suppress, you don't want to ignore what happened. You want to begin to face and deal with, everything that happened between you and your spouse, okay? Process your emotion. How did it make you feel, right? What are your expectations, on moving forward, right? Okay. Another thing is when we talk about some of the things that you could begin to work on during this divine separation, is that I don't want you to enable your prodigal spouse behavior. Okay. We can enable their bad behavior by making excuses for them, right? you know, it can be true that, let's say, your prodigal spouse has a child with the counterfeit, and the counterfeit is manipulating your spouse. That can be true. However, your spouse is a grown individual who is able to make their own decisions. So if they allow a counterfeit to manipulate them, to the point to where now they are hurting you, that was their decision that they made, right? So, and I'm just using that as an example. But don't make excuses for your prodigal spouse's behavior. Hold your prodigal spouse accountable for their bad behavior, right? Another thing I don't want you to do is disregard your own feelings, right? So don't tell yourself, oh, I don't need an apology. I don't need my spouse to come back and tell me I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm over it. No, you are deserving of an apology. You are deserving, okay, of your spouse coming back, showing you how, they care about this relationship and they want it, and they willing to tell you that they're sorry, or however way they choose to apologize to you, right? You deserve this, right? So wait on what you deserve, okay? And another thing is, I want you to also begin to ask yourself, well, what role did I play in all of this hurt and pain? Okay. Yes, we know the hurt and pain came from your prodigal spouse, but what role did you play? Did you stay too long when God was telling you to leave? Did you ignore the red flags? Did you entertain your prodigal spouse because you heard God say this your spouse, but did you entertain them knowing that they were also entertaining counterfeits? And as a result of you entertaining your spouse, you were the one who got rejected and hurt in the process. So, what role did you play in all of this? Okay. And, what I'm really getting at here is I want you to learn the lessons. Okay. I want you to process the hurt and pain. Okay. But also, I want you to learn from all of this. Okay. Get yourself ready because God will move your spouse into accepting accountability for their action. Okay. So when your spouse come back or when your spouse reaches out to you, ready to accept or ready to be held accountable for their action, you are already ready because you are already doing the work. Okay. So listen, we're going to go deep in this conversation tomorrow night inside of our God Ordained Marriage Academy. Again, sign up at godordainedmarriages.com/academy. And I will talk to you real soon. Take care.